Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Today's session is on techniques for the aches and pains of carers looking after people with dementia. Now these techniques that I'm going to explain to you come from the work that I was doing as a physiotherapist. I had a private practice for 25 years here in Christchurch since 1993, when computers first came into the workplace and government departments were having a lot of difficulty with staff having high-level aches and pains, and they came to both the clinic and also the government departments themselves asked me to set up company programs, which I did in most government departments all around the city. About 10,000 people I saw through those programs. It was a huge amount of work. And it was after that work that I went into the dementia work. So this is the background to these techniques, because when you're working physically hard with patients, such as in the dementia work, there's a lot of neck tension that develops around the neck and shoulders. You know, you're lifting legs, you're enabling people, helping people sit up from bed, you're putting on shirts and trousers and shoes and making beds and, you know, showering, and all of it really requires neck and shoulder work and arm work. And if, you know, if you're having to wrestle with well, not wrestle with someone, but if they're attacking you as well and you have to resist that, you know, and then the stress from that, stress as well is a big factor, along with the hard work, to create muscle tension and pain in the neck and shoulders. So, you know, to be able to help this, it's very difficult, because you have to keep working, of course, to earn an income, and the people with dementia still need the care. But within it all, we have to really try and find time to be able to, you know, have some self-care and release some of this tension in the neck. Otherwise, headaches, resting pain, night pain, poor sleep, you know, if sleep is affected, it can become very painful. So you've really got to try to release this tension in the neck. Now, one very effective technique, which I'll explain here, is called what we call trigger pointing of trapezius. Now, trapezius muscle is the main muscle of the back. So it goes from the top vertebrae, 7 vertebrae of the neck, then it spans out at the back to the back of the shoulder, and then it fans down to the base of the sternum in the back. So it's actually a big fan-shaped muscle. But this trigger point here at the top of trapezius is like a little knot or a nodule, like a wee stone. If it's high tension, it's like a little pebble or stone. If it's moderate tension, it's firm rubber. In that point there, the trigger point, halfway between the shoulder and the base of the neck. And if there's no tension there, then you know there's no problem, so you don't have to worry about it. But this trigger point gives headaches, really bad headaches, and neck tension. So the way to release it is you can do it yourself by finding the point with your finger, and then, you know, or middle finger's often the strongest, and then pressing down on that for 2 lots of 30 seconds. So that's one way of being able to release it. You have to put on quite a bit of pressure though. So 30 seconds on, and then just relax and breathe. Focus on that point and take 3 deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Keep applying the pressure, breathing in and breathing out. And so just locating it, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and making sure that you've got that point halfway between the shoulder and the neck, feeling around till you find the tension, and then pressing down hard for 2 lots of 30 seconds. Will release most of the tension for moderate level pain. Better still though is if you've got a friend at work and you can do this at morning tea time or lunchtime or any time. So you can, same technique, same point. So it's thumb on thumb, like so, and then you stand behind the person and apply the pressure on that point. You can feel it with your thumb when it's the high tension of the trigger point, just like you can feel in your own shoulder when you've got that trapezius trigger point, where it's really knotty and hard tension. Press on the center of that. The person, yes, you're on the point. I mean, they'll certainly tell you when you're on the point. If you have difficulty finding the point, they will tell you when you're on it. You need to be at the center of the point to get the good release of the tension. So again, you apply 2 lots of 30 seconds pressure on, and ask the person to take 2 lots of 30 seconds. Ask the person to take 3 deep breaths throughout that 30 seconds. Then take the pressure off, put the pressure on again, and again for that next 30 seconds, ask the person to take 3 deep breaths and to focus on the point that you're pressing on. Focus on the center of that point. That concentration will actually help relaxation, and the muscle tension will release along with your physical releasing of it as well, your assisted treatment. Now that's a very popular technique, and many people do it in the workplace. Where I worked at, they continued it for years later. When I met them in the street, they told me about it. And you can get your partner to do this at home as well, if they're, obliging, hopefully. It's a great help if you can get those trigger points released. Also, throughout the day, making sure when you do sit down that your shoulders are relaxed, not to sort of let them creep up, because that increases tension. And the other thing is too, when you're at home sitting at night, hopefully you get some good relaxation time, at least an hour at night relaxing. You really do need that if, you're working hard all day, and especially if you have neck pain and headaches that you need to release. So an hour relaxation at night in a comfortable chair. And if you just put a pillow on top of your knees, or one pillow, feather pillow is best, it's more maneuverable. One feather pillow under one arm, one feather pillow under the other. Just relax your arms on those, and that really helps take the tension out of the neck and shoulders. In fact, a lot of the women in the workshops used to say that 50% of the pain and tension would release purely through that one technique of comfortable positioning, with the pillows, the relaxing, the deep breathing, calming down. And often they'd just go and sit, for half an hour at night in another room with the pillows, without the TV and the noise of the family, and have their half hour of quiet time. And when they did that, they found the tension and pain released so much better. I often found that at the programs, some of the women would come up to me and say, look, I'm doing all the techniques, I'm doing the trigger points, I'm doing the stretches, I'm doing everything, nothing's working. And I'll say, well, are you doing the relaxation and comfortable positioning at night, for the half hour? Oh, no, I haven't got time for that. So, but once they started to institute that, that's when the pain and tension settles. I mean, we really need that. We have to have relaxation, goodness me, in this world, especially with the high stress jobs such as dementia. It's such a hard work, so hard to sustain this work. Some of these girls work for 10 years in these dementia facilities. I do not know how they do it. 10 years. It's a huge amount of time. Such a high demand job. And so, to sustain that, you need to have the relaxation, and also relaxation on the weekends. At least, 2-3 hours a day when you've got days off, so that you can recuperate and your physical system can recuperate. Not just your mind, the stress, the mental stress, but the muscle stress. Just letting it relax, letting it go, so that you're ready for another day. Hopefully you get lots of nice holidays as well, to be able to, have some fun as well, which always helps. And, have friends around you that are good fun and have a good sense of humour, because a bit of a laugh helps as well, doesn't it? Release all that tension. Yes, that's very important. So thank you. Time's up. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your support and your viewing.